What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Pablo and I am a professional fitness trainer. In today's video, I'm gonna give you 3 tips to improve your Hyrox training. But before, I'm gonna start with this hard statement that for some people, it's gonna be a little bit controversial, but I truly believe this. The more full simulation Hyrox workouts you do, the less prepared for your race you'll be. And let me explain that. I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but if you stay with me on this video, you're gonna understand why am I saying this. So let's get right into it. First, ignoring your limitations and not having movement priorities. This one by far, I feel like is what is gonna give you the more benefits on the long run. And here's why. Whenever you do a full race simulation, or if you have done a Hyrox race before, you probably know what are the exercises that doesn't feel easy for you, or what are the exercises that maybe for you are a little bit more intense, or it feels like you cannot hold for longer. So when you have those exercises really clear, it's super important that the blocks or how you structure your training is based on those limitations. Example, for some people, the biggest limitation will be making sure they can maintain the pace on the running during the whole race. We're talking about 8 kilometers. So if you ignore the fact that the limitation is pacing yourself and you base all your training and just getting stronger, whenever you get back to the next race, you're gonna feel like, yes, you're probably gonna be stronger and you're gonna perform way better as you're doing the sled push or the walking lunges. But every single time you get to the running, you're just gonna feel like you are going to die. So what is the solution for this? Whenever you do a full race simulation, either a race that you did before or something during your training, I really want you to be aware of what is the feeling of every single exercise. When you do the running, when you do the ski, when you do the rower, the wobbles, and after that race, after that training session, take notes and try to make a list based on what are your priorities, what are the most difficult exercise or movements for you in order to build your next training working on those movement priorities. All right, 2, if you fix this thing, I promise you're gonna be able to level up your training drastically. Try to don't train just the 9 exercises that you need to complete your Hyrox race. Example, if you struggle doing wobbles, for example, and the only thing you do is go into the gym and do wobbles all the time, you're not gonna get as good as you could if you actually break down the whole exercise and study the components of the exercise. When you're doing wobbles, you need to do a squat. Also, you need to open up your hips. You also need to push press with your arms. So what if training separately, squats to build strength on your legs? What if you include strict press to increase your strength on your upper body push mechanics? What if you train in some power cleans, for example, to learn how to utilize your hips better so you can transfer the energy from your legs to your upper body. And then when you put it together, you're gonna notice that now all of a sudden you can do set of 25 no problem. So what I'm trying to say with this is don't get caught up on just training the 9 exercises that you need to complete your Hyrox. Your training shouldn't be based on just those 9 exercises. Try to study what are the components of every single exercise. Reverse engineer every single exercise and build your blocks so you can train separately, and then you put everything back and the performance of that specific exercise is way better. I believe that is a better way to train for Hyrox. But hold on, Pablo. I hear you, I got you, but I have no idea how to break down exercise, how to reverse engineer your exercise. No worries. If that's you, go to my description and just join my training program, designed specifically to complete your first Hyrox race. Every single exercise having a specific breakdown, videos, everything will be on your app. So if you're interested in starting your Hyrox training, go ahead, download the app and start right now. And now we're gonna get right into what I feel is one of the biggest mistakes when it comes down to Hyrox training. I make a big statement at the beginning of this video, and I wanna address that issue right now. The more full Hyrox trainings you do, the less prepared you will be for your next Hyrox race. And let me explain you why. Hyrox, if you're really good at, you're looking at least to go for 50 to 1 hour. And that is if you're really, really good at Hyrox. So that means you're the top of the top. For the general population, we're talking about an hour plus of movement, which means a lot of volume, which means a lot of reps, which means a lot of stress on your body. So now think about this. If you try to do a Hyrox full simulation race every single weekend because I'm just training for my next Hyrox race, I promise that your body's gonna be so tired just focusing on trying to recover, then your training is gonna be wasted. I said it, yes, you're gonna be wasted your time if you try to do Hyrox every single weekend. All right, I heard you, Pablo, but like, what is the best timing or how often should I be doing a full simulation Hyrox race? In an ideal scenario, you wanna make sure that you have at least as a minimum 8 weeks of full preparation for Hyrox. That means being really specific, just training for Hyrox, right? So if you have 8 weeks of training, ideally you want to start your first week of the training with a full simulation Hyrox race. To understand what are the limitations based on your current fitness, to know how's that gonna feel like, so you don't get to the day of the race feeling like, I don't know how's that gonna feel. So you already have an idea of what is Hyrox, how does it feel, and how long it will take for you. So based on this, I will say that 8 weeks out is a good timing to do a full simulation for Hyrox. From there, to the day of the race, what I want you to do is try to reverse engineer what are the areas that you feel like you will need more work, and try to build metcons that last 20 to 35 minutes where you can work on paces, where you can work on transitions, right? As opposed to do the whole thing. If, for example, what you struggle is to getting into your paces on your running right after you getting into the stations, what you can do is like cut the volume of those stations and get right into running. So what you wanted to create is the adaptation of your body, so when you put everything together, you're prepared for it. So don't make the mistake of doing Hyrox, full Hyrox simulations every single weekend thinking that you're gonna get good at Hyrox. All right, guys, I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please put it on the comments. I'll make sure I reply to you. And remember, go crush your training. You got this.